This video is about how I transform ugly stage paintings into beautiful, more resolved, abstract paintings. If you stay till the end, I'll be able to tell you about my free resource that you'll be able to get about how to resolve ugly abstract paintings. It's applicable to you, whatever medium you use, but the illustrations are in oil and cold wax. So I hope to see you at the end, and without further ado, let's start. This is what I am starting with, and I thought it would be interesting for you to hear what my thoughts are as I go through trying to resolve the piece. Do some more darks because I've only really got this dark area here. So I'm also using up the paint that's on my palette. I also quite often go for areas, you know, this area already has some blue, but it's quite light. So that's an area that I'll emphasize by putting a bit more blue on. And there's blue here as well. This sort of saves you from overthinking or trying to work out, you know, where to go. I just basically let the painting lead me. Ooh, I quite liked that. I was picking up, and now I've lost it. But I quite like that, where it's just emphasising the texture there. And then I'll add a little bit more into this area here. The other thing, so I've got 3 patches of dark. I try to make them, different sizes. So that's long and thin as well. This is fatter. So just to try and emphasize some differences, which is what abstract painting is all about. It's differences that make it interesting. The other thing you can do is change the edges, so I can give a nice sharp straight edge there, whereas the others are all blending in. So I've introduced some darks. I'm now going to add, just emphasize the white. So we've got white here, but I'll add some more in, and I'll just take that off. The thing with white is it easily blends into the other colours around it if the other colours around it are wet. So I just tend to wipe off the white if I want it to be pure white more frequently. All right, get rid of that. And now I'm going to add a bit of yellow in. Got yellow there, so I'll emphasise yellow there. And I really need it in another area, so maybe here. And perhaps down here. Okay. Changing into green at the edges, which is fine. And then I'm losing a lot of the texture, so I might actually add a bit of texture back in. I do love my kitchen towel pattern, I like this pattern. So I'm just going to use my brayer. White paint's particularly good to do this with. And just roll it. And then I might do another bit down here. Just roll it. And get a lovely effects, and maybe I'll keep my third rules of 3 going, and we'll have it over there as well. I also think I'll introduce something else kind of more organic, so I'll just pop one of my favourites to create texture with, and do that in a couple of places. But again, making them different sizes, so a nice long one, short one. And then I also might use the Banksia, I've been using that a bit, and just to roll it carefully and see what that does. I like it. I think that would look lovely to create some bird's feathers or something like that. Okay, that's getting a bit more interesting. Now I'm going to add a little bit of pink. Then we've got little flecks of pink, but not very much. So I will add, of course, where it blends with the blue, it's likely to end up purple. And I'll just pop a little bit in there, and in there, and maybe in there. The other thing I'd like to put in is some gold. I've got some gold paint. I particularly like the gold paint where the yellow and blue go green and then some gold with it, and I think it's very interesting. If you can get it to blend a bit. Not keen on this texture here, so I will just do something with that. It might have a bit of plant stuck in it actually. There we are. Now where I've got, you know, lines, got different shapes like that together, I actually like to do some Asemic writing, kind of knit them together. So an Asemic writing it's just like writing, but you don't do any recognisable letters. And it's quite interesting to lead the eye in different directions on your painting. And you can also use your skewer just to do repetitive shapes. And the other thing I'm going to do is just use my screwed up kitchen towel, and I just want to... it's not really doing much. Let's try and do... oh, that's better. Just to create a little bit of texture again. So now what I'm going to do is pigment. This is Jacquard's Pearl-X pigment. Tiny amount on my palette knife, and then I'm just going to sprinkle just to add a bit of highlight on the top layer. You can mix the pigments directly with cold wax and apply it like a paint, but they are quite expensive, so I just use them in this kind of limited way, but just to add a bit of sparkle to the top layer. So I'm just embedding this into the wet paint. If this was dry and you were just adding your sparkly bits when it was a dry piece, then I would get a piece of baking paper, put some cold wax on the baking paper, just spread it really thinly with your palette knife, and then pop it onto your painting over the top of the sprinkles, and use your brayer to roll over the baking paper to embed it into the piece. Okay, I think that's enough. So ideally you wait for this to dry before you remove your tape, but I'm quite often impatient, so I'm going to do it now. I go 45 degrees, and ideally you pull it away like this, away from the actual painting. I believe some people actually keep their tapes and then they might use them for collage. There we are. And this is using the DAS paper, so that frog tape works really well. It comes off quite well. So here's the finished piece, and like advantage with abstract art, of course, you can turn it round to whatever side you want, which way up you want to present it. And I'll just try and hold it up to camera to show you all the different textures and paint effects we've managed to achieve. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed my video, and as promised I'm here to tell you about the free resource, the Abstract Painting Rescue Checklist. You'll be able to find the link in the description of the video below. It's a 6-page resource, fully illustrated with oil and cold wax paintings, but it is applicable to any medium that you use and should help you resolve your abstract work. If you like my channel, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.